Om. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Okay, Hari Om everybody. So last time we saw from 20 onwards where Bhagwan said that there are these many people who have got these desires. We saw Arth, Artharthi and Jinyasu. And they, uh, because of their nature, they go to various deities without realizing that the fulfillment of the desires is done by me. Karma phala, I am the ultimate giver of the result of action, but they don't realize that and they go to whichever deity. And what I do is I increase their faith in that deity by doing what? By giving them the phala. So I'm praying to Varuna Devata for whatever, for rain maybe, and then I get the rain. So my faith in the Varuna Devata increases because these people are unaware of me. Okay, I, the supreme self, they're unaware of. They think, oh, he's the greatest, he fulfilled my desire. And I'm the one that is giving. And then Bhagavan says, Antavatu, whatever result that they pray to these all other gods, other deities and get has an end. Every result will have an end. If they pray to me, that is the only result which does not have an end, which is moksha. But they don't realize that because they have got so many desires in their mind. They think that is the be all and end all of life. That is one thing to be remembered. Anything in this external world, whatever desire we have, you can have the desire, but don't think that it is the be end and the end all of life. It is not. The only thing which is the be all and the end all is moksha. And for that, we need to surrender to the Supreme Self. And then Bhagwan went on to say, Avyaktam Vyaktimapanam. As per their nature, they think of me. So they think they are the body. So they think I'm just the body, but I'm not. I am that supreme self. They don't recognize that. I told you, as per my bhava, as per what I am, if I'm a very honest person, honestly, I personally take all the people at face value. I can, because you see, this is how I am. Per, if the person is, if somebody is lying, then every time they'll, oh, is this person lying? That's why I don't know if I told you the story. Yudhishthir and Duryodhan were asked. Yudhishthir was asked to go and find a bad person in the kingdom, and Duryodhan was asked to go and find a good person in the kingdom. So both of them went, and both of them came back, and they reported. Yudhishthir reported there is no bad person in the kingdom. And Duryodhana reported there is no good person in the kingdom. And the reason for that is Yudhishthir being good himself, no matter who he looked at, he only saw the goodness in that person. And because of that, Bhagwan in 24 is saying that as per their nature, they look at me. So they have a body, then they look at me as a body. So that's why they cannot see beyond this. That is the idea. And why is this happening? Because I am Yoga Maya Samavrata. I am as though enveloped by my own Yoga Maya. What we have to understand here is when Bhagwan says he's enveloped, it's like, saying that the clouds are covering the sun. Okay. In our material world, anybody, can you ever think that cloud can cover the sun? No. Sun is huge. But what is happening is my eyes are covered by the cloud. And that's why I cannot see the sun. So with this Yogamaya, when he says, I am as those covered by Yoga Maya, it is not that I am covered, their mind is covered. And what is Maya? Is the sattva, rajas, tamas gunas, the three gunas. So when that material in the mind, the medium, if it is sattvic, rajasic, or tamas, as per that person, he cannot see. So that's why mudhoyam na abhijanati loko mama ajama avyayam. The foolish people who are under the influence of the three gunas, they do not understand my avyaya nature, avyaya imperishable nature beyond this body. They only look at the body. That's why, like Duryodhan, Kausa, they all, Duryodhan thought he was just a magician. He's nothing. He's a magician. That's how they look at me. Okay, loko mama ajama, not born. I am not born, because they look at the body, they think, of course, this he was born at this time to, Devaki and Yashoda brought him up, etc., etc. But this I'm not born, Bhagwan says. Now we were on the 26th one. Vedaham samatitani vartamanati charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. I know, O Arjuna, the beings of the past and present and the future, but no one knows me. Those who have studied chapter 2 also, Bhagavan said this also. The definition of this word Bhagavan in Vishnu Puran, the one is the possessor of the Bhaga, the sixth quality, but one definition that is given in Vishnu Puran is that Bhagavan is one who knows the past, present, and future of all beings. That is who Bhagwan is. And that is what he's saying. This is saying from the highest standpoint, not from the standpoint of the body Krishna, but from the Supreme Self. And the reason for this is, see, because the Supreme Self is beyond time. It's like, you go to the highest point, Empire State Building, then you can see, farther, you can see much, much more space, right? When you go on top. Now, if you go above the three periods of time, then you can see all three periods underneath. This is the principle. So he, being beyond time, he sees all the three, past, present, and future of all the jivas. He said exactly this thing in chapter 2. He said, I know the past, your past also I know, and their past, because even in chapter 4, Arjun says, you say you gave this knowledge to Lord Sun. Lord Sun is so old, older than you. You were just born. Therefore, he says, you don't know. I was there when Lord Sun was there, and I am here now, and I'll be here forever. And that is from the highest standpoint. So this is what he says here, that this is my real nature. But people do not understand that, because they themselves are limited in their knowledge. All they look at is my body, and that's all they think I am. They just think I'm the one who was doing Ras Leela and dancing and this and that. They only see that part. They do not see what I really am. And what I really am is the one who is beyond time. So I am immortal. I am not influenced by time in any way. Next verse is important. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. By the delusion of the pairs of opposites arising from desire and aversion, O Bharata, all beings are subject to delusion at birth, O Parantapa, scorcher of foes. See, just see the little comment that Gurudev has put. If the self is the eternal knower of all conditioned knowledge, then what veils the essential nature from our realization? Means, he said, I am the one who knows all three, but then why can't we know him? And this is the reason that Bhagwan gives. So what it is Ichha Dvesha. Ichha is desire. So desire always is for something that I like. And Dvesha, aversion, is something that I don't like. So Ichha and Dvesha boil down to like and dislike. It's not directly Ichha means desire, but that desire means, will I desire something which I don't like? I've told you that many times. Nobody desires anything that I don't like. So like and dislike, samuthena, the confluence, there is like and there's both are there in our mind. And what is happening is the duality is outside. in this, Ichha Dvesha is inside in my mind and Dvanda is outside, because the world is nothing, Dvanda is duality. The world is nothing but a pairs of opposites. We see that, there is rain, there is sunshine, there is autumn, there is spring, there is summer, there is winter, there is day, there is night. So all this dvanda is there, the duality is there. When I get affected by that duality, and why do I get affected by the duality is because of my like and dislike. See, if I was neutral towards rain, then whether it rains, it doesn't bother me. But now that I like sunshine, I like the hot weather, when it gets cold or when it rains, then I don't like. And this ichha and dvesh, the like and dislike which is inside, that is what is causing moha. Moha is delusion. What we see outside in the outside world, please remember one thing. Who created the world? Bhagavan did. Bhagavan is perfect. If Bhagavan is perfect, can he create anything which is imperfect? He cannot. He cannot. He's a perfect being. Bhagavan, God, Ishvara is perfect. So whatever he creates will definitely be perfect. Now, if that is perfect, I am not happy. Why am I not happy with perfection? That is the delusion. Why am I not? Is because I have created my own world of likes and dislikes. There is a world which is Ishvara Srishti, created by God. And then there is a world which is Jiva Srishti, which I have created. Now, my world is that I don't like the rain. Now, I am unhappy when it is raining. My world is that I like sunshine. I like hot, so I don't like cold. This is what I have created. And that my creation is causing the delusion. Outside, there's no delusion. Look at how perfectly things are going. Now spring will come, then summer will come, then autumn will, anything has changed. Sun will definitely rise, sun will definitely, does it ever happen? Suddenly one night sun never set? Think of this universe, how it is going. Planets are moving perfectly as per their own, this thing. Everything is going in perfect precision and perfection. And yet I am not happy. Yet I am not happy. That is what the moha is. So ichha dvesha inside, like dislike inside, duality outside. I have created a relationship of like and dislike. Now I'm unhappy. And that now I'm this thing. Now sarva bhutani sammoham. Samyak moham means very well deluded. The duality is not what is deluding us. My like and dislike is what is deluding me. That's why everybody, if somebody likes cold, somebody else likes hot, somebody likes this, somebody likes that. So how you can say that the duality is wrong? If that duality, something was wrong in the world, then everybody should not like cold or everybody should like the same thing. But we don't see that. Do we see in the world, in our own family? I like something else. My children like something else. Somebody else likes something else. Why? That is the moha. That is caused by like and sarva bhutani sammo, like I said, samyak moha. Samyak means very well deluded. We are very well deluded by our likes and dislikes. Sarge yanti parantapa. They are just at birth only they come. What is meant by at birth is we brought it from our past life. How can a small child suddenly have some like and some dislike, right? If there was no past. If there was no past life, suddenly he should be totally neutral, that baby, nothing in the past. So he come, then all of a sudden he can then decide, oh, I see this, then. But already from childhood only you see it, the child doesn't like this, doesn't like that, all that. So that's what is meant here. Yeah, Sarge Yanti. Sarge means when they came into this Sarga's creation, when they came into this creation, when they came into this world, when they got born, they already had likes and dislikes at the level of the Vasana. In the morning, I was telling you, the Vasana level is very subtle. Now what happens is that Vasana level, as the child comes in contact with the world, that one by one, that Vasana fructifies, comes into the mind and manifests as like and dislike. And this is how we get deluded. And that is why the importance of neutralizing the likes and dislikes. That is the first step of a spiritual seeker, is to neutralize likes and dislikes. So whatever comes must be accepted. That is the only way of getting rid of delusion. Okay. And why should I get rid of delusion? Is because think about it. If my mind is disturbed, even material knowledge will not go in my mind properly. Now, this is so subtle. This knowledge is very, very subtle. That's why a very clarified mind is very, very essential. A clear mind, a peaceful mind, a non-deluded mind, a pure mind is the qualification of a spiritual seeker. It is not degrees. It is not money. It is not health, physical health. No, nothing. Mind is the main thing here, because knowledge is arising in the mind. If just like if you put very freshly good cooked food in a vessel which is contaminated, that food is going to get contaminated. Same way, the knowledge is very pure, very immaculate. You put it into a mind which is dirty in the sense has got a lot of rajas and tamas, that knowledge will be misunderstood. That's what I see. I see. In one of my classes, I asked, what are the principles of karma yoga? And I got the reply. I almost thought I should just give up teaching. I got the reply, oh, that where you don't care about what result comes. That's where I can tell that the mind is not purified, because the knowledge has gone in of what prasada buddhi is, but that is what the understanding that has come out of that mind. That is the importance of the purification of the mind. Okay, so that is what he's saying here. Now, what qualifications are there? Yes, that's what he's saying. To show then what are the qualifications of those who seek the truth, the following is given. Okay, because there is dvanda, there is moha because of the dvanda, not because of the dvanda. Sorry, dvanda is outside, but there is moha because of likes and dislikes. Now, what should we do? Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridvrataha. But those men of virtuous deeds whose sins have come to an end, who are freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposites and are steadfast in vows, worship me. Now, those men of virtuous deeds whose sins, what is the sin here? Rajas and tamas is sin. Now, have come to an end. Rajas and tamas, please understand, can never end, but definitely their percentage can be controlled. So those who have a predominance of sattva, that is what it means. Come to an end should not be taken as gone to zero. Unless you realize, even then the realized master, they have rajas and they have tamas. Why? Because some of them choose to go into the world and talk about the truth. And then they do sleep, maybe 2-3 hours, but they do sleep. And that is what is an indication of tamas. So end, don't take it as end, but take it as kshina. Kshina dosha word we have heard, where the papas have weakened. Papa here is rajas and tamas. Huh? Papa here should not be taken, oh, he killed somebody and he did some crime, and no, not like that. So this, he has done virtuous deeds, karma yoga. What is virtuous deed? Karma yoga. Any deed done with doership and enjoyership becomes a papa in the highest sense of the term. So all deeds, all karmas done without doership and without enjoyership becomes a virtuous deed. And it could be that that person, like Arjun, was asked to actually kill his own grandfather, but that deed is not binding him. It is a virtuous deed for him. For him, that was his duty. He did it. So that is what is meant by virtuous deeds. Who are freed from the delusion of pairs of opposites. How do I get freed? Pairs of opposites will always be there. For time immemorial, there have been the 4 seasons, there have been the months, there have been the different, cold, hot, all these from time when we were born. Do you think there was no cold? There was no. This has been always there. So freed is freed from my own likes and dislikes. You cannot free yourself from the duality of the world. Don't even try. You can pray, oh God, hope it doesn't rain today. But if it's going to rain, it's going to rain. But you can definitely try that. Let me not hate the rain. Let me not hate the cold. Let me not like the heat. Let me not like means I can prefer, of course, I prefer, but it's okay if it is cold. If it is okay, if it is. Nobody's asking you not to dress warm. Nobody's asking you not to take an umbrella. But don't create that like and dislike. That is what is meant by freed from the delusion. Freedom from delusion is to neutralize likes and dislikes. It is not a freedom from the dualities. You can never be free of the dualities. It is Ishvara Srishti. It is the world is created by God. It is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, and it's not going to change. It is not going to change. It will be as is. You change, then your attitude towards that will be different. And steadfast in vows, so very disciplined, worship me, they come to me. When that mind becomes very sattvic, how do they come to me? They understand that I have been running one desire, another desire, run, desires were fulfilled, but that final happiness, peace is not there. So as sattva increases in the mind, tube light, they, oh, okay, this is what I was doing wrong. Now I should not be running. That when that tube light lights in the mind, then they come and worship me, worship Bhagwan. This is what he's saying here. Okay, virtuous deed is all deeds done without doership and enjoyship. 29 and 30 are the introduction to chapter 8. So there are new words that Bhagwan has just thrown in. And the reason that chapter 8 is actually a digression from what the topic is going on. This topic of 7 will actually continue in 9. But Bhagwan's, we don't know why he wanted that. So now he throws these new words. Means he knows now. Never he has used these words. Now he threw these words. Now, of course, Bhagwan, what is this? This is what Arjuna is going to do. This is the connection between this and the next verse. Actually, there's no direct connection. The direct connection is to the 9th chapter, which we'll see when we reach there. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadviduhu te brahma tadvidu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Those who strive for liberation and moksha here from old age and death, taking refuge in me, they realize in full that Brahman, the whole knowledge of the self and all action. Okay, so those who want moksha, freedom from old age and death is to the body alone. And if you want freedom from old age and death, don't think that this is a physically body will not get old and body will not die. No, definitely it will get old and die. Freedom from there is to disidentify from the body. So those who want to disidentify from this matter equipment, which is definitely going to get old and 100% it is going to die. Every body that is born is going to die. If you don't want to die, don't get born. Gurudev said that. Okay, don't get. If you're born, if you're celebrating your birthday, know that there is going to be a death day. So freedom from that is disidentification from the body. What is disidentification? Recognizing that I am not the body. I am something else. I am that which is never going to die, which is eternal. So those who want this, to recognize their eternality, then they realize in full that Brahman. Now, what is Brahman? This Brahman word, if you think about all the chapters before this, Brahman word has not come. This word has not come. Okay. The whole knowledge of the self and all action. Action word has come, karma. But this karma also now he's going to act. So there are actually 5 things that we have to know. There is Brahman, then there is Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? There is Jiva, there is karma, and then there is Jagat. All these 5, he will explain himself. So that's why I'm not going to go into details. Most of this we know, we have heard. But in his words, Sadi bhutadhi daivam mam sadi yajnam cha ye viduhu prayana kale picha mam te viduryukta chetasaha. Those who know me with the Adi Bhuta pertaining to the elements, the world of objects, Adi Daiva pertaining to the gods, the sense organs, and Adi Yajna pertaining to the sacrifice, all perceptions, even at the time of death, steadfast in mind, know me. So this prayana kale, prakarshena yana is departure. Prakarshena departure, prakarshena yana means death, death of the physical body. So at the time of the death of the body, which is sure for 100%, they will, their mind will get fixed in me. Whose mind will get fixed in me? Those who know Sa Adibhuta. This Sadibhuta means Sa, means at the time of death, they have full knowledge of Adibhuta, Adi Yajna, Adi Daiva. So Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva, Adi Yajna. These are the three words that he is now using, which have never been used before. These three words we have studied when we explain this. Why is Shanti done 3 times? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The first Shanti is for the phenomenal forces. So that is Adi Daiva, which is beyond our control. Hurricane, tornado, you know, very heavy snowfall. All that is beyond our control. Then there is this objective world, which is within our control. So we want peace from those. We want within our control. When I would drive, I would say, okay, God, let me not have traffic, anything wrong with my car, I'm driving. But now I say, okay, please let there be not something wrong with my internet. That becomes Adi Bhuta around me, okay, which probably I could have avoided. And Adhyatma is within myself. So let me not have fever, headache, temperature, not feel well, backache, this ache, that ache. That is what this is. But these are the because now he's going to, in the next, it's going to start with a question, chapter 8. Is it, what is Brahma? What is Karma? What is Adhyatma? What is Adi Bhuta? And what is Adi Yatna? These 5 things he's going to ask. Bhagwan has now introduced these words just to get him to ask. Bhagwan wants to explain himself. He wants to explain. And that's why he has initiated this. Adi Bhuta is at the worldly plane, Adi Daiva is at the divine plane, and Adhyatma is at the personal plane. And Yajna here, this word Yajna, sacrifice, it refers to karma. So he's going to ask what karma is also. That also Bhagavan will once again explain. Okay, so this, he says, those who know this perfectly at the time of their death will come to me. Now, this knowing, one thing we must understand, that knowing is there, but the question is, will I be able to remember it at the time of my death? What will I remember at the time of my death, when I am most weak? My body is weak, body is dying now, body is very weak. What will the mind remember at the time of death? The most important thing that it will remember is what it has practiced throughout the life of the body. Only that will come. Okay, that is the principle there. So because people say, fine then, why should I study this now? At the end, I will remember. Will you? If you have not studied it throughout your life, something, you've just heard the words, will you remember it? Right? So that is what this is. But these two, like I said, they are introducing the next chapter. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Saptamodhyaya. So in the Upanishads of the glorious Bhagavad Gita, in the science of the eternal, in the scripture of yoga, in the dialogue between Shri Krishna and Arjuna, the 7th discourse ends, entitled The Yoga of Knowledge and Wisdom. Please note that these chapters are not there in the original Mahabharata. It is a straight dialogue from verse 1 to verse 700. There are only 700 verses in the Mahabharata. There is an interpolation in chapter 13, verse 1 was added after. So in our book, there will be 701 verses. And the chapters also were put in by those of you who are new. I've explained this before. Madhusudan Saraswati ji, who has also written the the Gita thing that we hear in the beginning, Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam. That those 9 verses were written by Madhusudan Saraswati ji. He is a realized master of the 14th century who had a lot of knowledge but didn't have bhakti. He was his commentary is there as well on the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is his original, and all these came later. And he had a lot of knowledge, but he didn't have devotion. So he went to his guru and he said, "What should I do?" Then he said, "You think about the Gita and write in praise of the Bhagavad Gita, write verses in praise of the Bhagavad Gita." So those of you who have missed that part, I have explained that in detail. Those verses, they praise the Bhagavad Gita, they praise Bhagwan Vedvyasa, Shri Krishna, the war itself, Mahabharat war. All those verses are in praise of the various aspects of Bhagavad Gita, and it is said that that is what he developed. Because of that, he developed a lot of bhakti, devotion, and he's the one that divided these verses, the 700, into these 18 chapters. That is how this chapter now comes to an end. Does anyone have any questions at all? No questions? We read the first verse again to indicate to us that our studies are not over. It is not like, oh, last but none now, just let me pack the book. It's not like that. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah Asanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Nyasasi Tachrunu. With this class, like I told in the morning class, next week we will not have class because of the Shankar Jayanti celebration. 12th, 19th is the long weekend, so no class. 26th, Swamiji will be here. Swami Ishwananda will be here. So the next class will be on June the 2nd, and that is when we will start discussion. And I have the list, and I believe there is only 25, 20 or 25, 26 was taken, or I don't have 25, 26 and 27, 29, 30. From 25 to 30, at least or is there, or am I right?
You're correct. Nobody has claimed those yet.
Okay, so nobody has claimed, but now I've explained. Anybody wants easy verses, take 29 and 30. There is no explanation. Yes, Ratna, you want to do the last two? Okay, so Ratna is doing the last two. So we have 29, 30.
29, 30.
Okay, so now we have only 20. There is time, like on the 2nd. So Nitya, you're doing 1 and 2. So you'll be on June the 2nd. Are there any questions? For the Vancouver people, please do attend the Yajna. We have very, topics that should interest the younger crowd. So tell people also. Any questions? Anything anybody wants to ask? No? Perfect. All right. So like I said, about the 8 o'clock class next Sunday, Prem Sai will send a message. Okay. So watch for your WhatsApp messages for the next, but now this class will meet on 2nd of June. Okay. All right. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyo Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvisasya Shalini Desho Yam Kshobarahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Okay, Hari Om everybody.